Oh my gosh, guys, I was just sat over at my desk, which is right here, and I looked across and I saw the two discus here pecking at this piece of wood, and I thought, what's going on? That looks like they're preparing or doing something. And then I noticed they're defending this area. Guess what? Can I come round? I don't want to disturb them. We've got a pair, guys. These two are a pair, and just on that piece of wood, the female there, which is the top one, is laying eggs. Oh, come on, can you see? Hang on, let me get my other zoom lens. Okay, so she laid, this one here, she laid just loads of eggs there from her little egg shooty thing. I should look up what that's called. Look, she's about to try and do it again. Hopefully we'll get a shot this time before the male eats them, which isn't good. You know, these are not like old fish, so you're probably going to not be successful straight away. But look, he's eating. Oh, come out the way, guys. He's trying to eat the eggs as soon as she's laying them, guys. So yeah, literally as soon as they're coming out, she's laying them, he's eating them. Come on, give her a chance. This is probably not. There you go. Look, there you go. You can see that one there. He's eating it. Don't eat it. Leave it. Never mind. Okay, so it definitely was discus eggs because they're like a real nice orange colour. She's going to give it another go. Let's have a little look. So right underneath those pectoral fins there you go. Look, you can see just on there, there's that little orangey part coming out. This feels a little bit like an invasion of privacy right now, but I wish you'd leave her alone. But you've got to sort of let nature do its thing, haven't you? I can't interfere too much or at all. I guess these guys will learn. There they all are. Look at him go. My eggs. Oh, we'll have them fried egg. Sorry about that southern accent. I don't know why I just did that. Yum. Leave them. Never mind. Oh well, it's really cool to know that I've got to, that we'll do that. So hopefully eventually we'll be able to get some eggs, but not the best parenting skills so far. But this is all learning for me because I've never seen this in action properly, and you know, I saw her doing that, so going vertical, and I remember seeing somewhere on a video that they said that if a fish goes vertical like that, especially discus, and keeps going up and down, then they're probably laying eggs, and that's what gave me the idea to come over and have a look. This is probably not like new to a lot of you, but to me it is, and it's cool to see. You know, maybe this will happen a few times before they become decent parents. I don't know. Look at this one coming in. Pigeon coming in for a little look. There we go. Look, she's going vertical again. No, you can't lay eggs on him, although that would stop him eating them. Okay, she looks like she's attempting to go somewhere else to lay these eggs now, but he'll be following you. You haven't got a chance. So what could have triggered this is that yesterday I did the biggest water change on this tank than I've ever done, and it was about 50 to 60%. Now they obviously liked it. I just felt it needed a big one. I hadn't done a big water change in a long time. Now the discus tank is kept at 28 degrees C. I'll put up in Fahrenheit what that is. I actually put the water in there a couple of degrees lower, just because it was. I mean, that's what I did, and it seems to have brought on some breeding. I've never seen this before, so yeah, it's great to see. So what it looks like happens here is that the female prepares the area by pecking at it, and then she goes to lay. She comes and wait, and then he eats them all. So you can see now that the female's defending this area. She's preparing the wood, look, by pecking at it. He's still hovering around. Now, apparently this can happen quite a few times before the father actually gets... Oh, there we go, straight away he got that egg. Apparently this can happen quite a few times before it, you know, it can be successful. You know, I guess these fish aren't that old, you see, so maybe they're only just reaching sexual maturity now, and that's why the first time I'm seeing this. But it's really interesting for me nonetheless, and I'm really loving it. Click subscribe. I mean, I do sort of feel a bit of a pervert zooming in on this lady bits, but but yeah, as you saw then, she pushes this part out, and then the male just was eating straight away from there as soon as the eggs were released. Leave her alone. So I guess this tail at the back means male because, you know, he's got that and she hasn't, or maybe they've all got that and it's just a genetic thing. I haven't seen enough discus to really say that. I'm sure you guys will tell me, the more experienced guys. Oh look, she's like, come away, this is my area. This is my egg laying area. There's no caviar for you tonight. Even though there is, because he's eating it all, isn't he? Okay, I guess the good thing is there isn't any aggression towards her. It's purely just he wants to eat all the eggs. The only aggression is when the other fish come along and she sees them off. Oh, you want to try here? No, don't lay them on there. If you lay them on there, they're going in the filter. I feel kind of bad for her. She wants to be able to lay somewhere and she can't. Look, he's just waiting there, literally waiting there to murder the potential babies. Yeah, she's defending her area like crazy. Look, it's just on this wood. This is where she wants to lay it, nowhere else. And now she might. I mean, how many eggs does she have? The filter. There we go. Look, she's laid all the eggs there. Look, on the rock, on the wood. Sorry, I can't talk. I'm too excited. And they're gone. Leave her. Right, so we've got a pair. Now, this is great news. It's not a confirmed pair because that means like you've actually produced babies, which we haven't yet because Dad's not playing ball. But hopefully they will learn and they'll practice. They'll do this. Practice? Is that the right word? They'll do this more and more, and hopefully eventually something will click and it'll happen. That's what I've read anyway so far, and that's what I'm expecting to happen. But obviously if they do start doing this regularly and there's potential for actual discus babies, I need to have a place to put that pair separate to these guys. So I'm thinking next to it here is this is the Blackwater Tetra tank. Now I want to keep that. I like it. I think it's really fun and I like coming in and checking it every single morning. But the space is quite wide, you see. It goes all the way across. I could actually put a nice bigger tank next to that. Probably one like the goldfish aquarium you can see there. That one is 80 centimeters across, so 3 foot tank. So I could put this is a 4 foot, the discus one. Then I could put the 3 foot next to it, and then I could put the pair in there and hopefully be able to sort of breed out some discus babies. How cool would that be? I could potentially go from just being able to breed guppies to insanely good quality state discus. Wow. But obviously I'm not going to get my hopes up too much because it's very hard to do apparently, and I'm a complete novice at all of this. Many of you as well have been asking for an update on the bowl aquarium, the tree that I did, which is behind me. It's doing fantastically well, and to be honest, better than I expected. Remember, this is a no filter bowl. There's no filter in it apart from obviously the plants. The plant filter the water. That is the whole system. For the first 3 weeks or so, we had loads and loads of algae. There was hair algae everywhere. The water was green. It was murky. I wasn't holding up a huge amount of hope for it, to be honest, because most of my non-filter tanks are packed full of stem plants. Now, stem plants, as you all know, pull tons of nutrients from the water column, meaning you don't get algae, or you get minimal algae anyway. In this one, we didn't have the stem plants. All we've got is the Monte Carlo and the hair grass, both of which don't grow very fast at all, and they do pull nutrients from the water column. The Monte Carlo does especially. Hair grass, it's more sort of planted, but still, we're at a stage now, it's been about a month and a half, I guess, something like that. It's looking really good. Still don't get that absolutely crystal clear water that you get with a normal aquarium, but you still get it looking pretty decent, I think, anyway. Also, the Asian aquarium is just going from strength to strength. So the coolie loach is doing really well. This guy's down here, look. It's very early in the morning, mind you. The lights haven't been on long. I think it's like 7 o'clock. No, 6 o'clock, yeah. Oh, bye. Yeah, this is probably like one of the most successful tanks I've ever had. I had really good success with the angelfish aquarium before, didn't I? That was mostly sort of ferns that you can't really fail with. But this one, I mean, look, it's like fully planted. I mean, I've not had CO2 running on it now for well over a month. The canister ran out and I just didn't bother replacing it, but I do like the look of it just sat there. I think it looks quite cool. People come in and they're like, what's all this? What's all this like high-tech stuff? I'm like, oh no, it's just for show. But fish-wise, we're doing really well. So like I say, the coolie loaches, they're not out all the time. Don't get me wrong. They're out rarely, which is still good though. I like that. I like it being like not constant. The Harlequin Resporas, perfect. No complaints at all. I had one die. It got some sort of problem. I don't know what it was. it looked all funky, it kind of blew up and then it died. But other than that, every single thing in here has been absolutely perfect. And that leads me to my next point. I think soon I'm going to be getting the main feature fish for this tank, and that'll make it complete, if you like, with the sort of livestock. Now this side needs trimming again, doesn't it? I just finished trimming and getting the other side sorted. Let me come all the way around. Excuse all the mess on here. I've been working, coffee, blah blah blah. Yeah, I've got all this sort of at a good level, all stepped nicely, the background so that it'll grow in neat, and then you swing it round and you just have an absolute wall of pearlweed. Everyone was like, weed by name, weed by nature. I guess, yeah, but what a beautiful weed, isn't it, eh? So I think I'm just going to do it again. I'm going to hack this one right back to like sort of like a bowl shape there. A bigger bowl here, smaller bowl, even smaller bowl, and I think that'll look quite cool. It's just way too much effort to try and snip little bits at a time. You've got to do it in big sections when you've got this amount of plant mass. But honestly, with this amount of plant mass, you get 0 algae. There is no algae in this tank, like not even on the wood. I mean, I have got 8 autosynclists in here. I think I've got about 6 or 7 Amano shrimp. We've now got the coolie loaches cleaning up all the floor, or the substrate, not the floor. You know, we've got Vlad in here as well, which I still see him. He still pops out. He likes to come out of this little area down here every now and again, just pops out and then sort of strolls back into his home. So he's enjoying life. But all in all, massively successful aquarium, and I absolutely love it as the backdrop to my desk and working area. So yeah, that's doing great, but I want to show you over in the other studio the sort of Asian stream paludarium thing I set up for the white cloud mountain minnows. Come with me. Okay, yeah, so the tank is doing brilliant. It's been through its sort of diatom phase. It's just coming out the back end of it. You can see here like there's some sort of stuff. Don't even know what that is. It's not algae, it's not diatoms. It's kind of like a mulm, if you like. But the white clouds are doing great. Loads of spawning activity. I've not actually seen any babies yet floating around, but you know, that might be soon. The thing is, I think there's not quite enough planting at the moment for them to be able to survive, if there are any, because they'll get picked off by the adults. But in terms of planting floating plants, the red root floaters, look, yeah, they are just so red. Love them. Probably doing the best in this tank out of all of them. And I think that might be down to the fluval plant nano that I've got up here. Not a sponsored post, guys, but you know, it's just a good light, and I thought I'd share that with you. The stream's doing really well. And remember me saying when I built it that I was hoping that the moss would sort of go everywhere. Well, it's starting to do that now. I didn't plant this here. I just planted it down a few corners, and it's sort of merging. I think it'll grow up the top. I could speed up the process and put loads up there, but where's the fun in that? But one thing I would like to add now, we're at this sort of stage where we are at, is adding the autosynclist. Now I bought 10 and put 10 in this tank. This tank is the same size as that tank. Obviously the water is much higher, and it doesn't require 10 autosynclists. It did at the time because it was going through its diatom phase, and it was tons of food for the autos. But you know, there's not as much for them now. So if I take 5 out of here, put them in here, and then they can get to work cleaning all of this at the bottom and on the rocks, and then I'll take 3 of those and put them across into the sparkling gourami tank, which is also doing great, but it's in its proper diatom phase. Again, it's a new tank syndrome, they call it. So when you first set up the tank, you will tend to get a phase, if you haven't got autos or manos in the tank, where it just starts looking a little bit browny. You can see it's sort of let me see, where can we see a good example of it? Okay, so this rock should be completely grey. It's not, obviously, there's like specks of brown all over it. That is a diatom algae. It's not a problem, it's completely natural and healthy and normal. So don't fret if you do get that. You just got to persevere with it, do your water changes, get some auto catfish, get some, you know, amano shrimp to eat it. Fish wise though, the sparkling gourami, oh, they're so stunning. They're just absolute beauties, the sparkling gouramis are. Let me get some close-ups. It's hard to pick them up because they're quite small, but if I put it on manual zoom, look, or manual focus, sorry, look at that beauty right at the front there. So nice. That's probably a male. Males tend to be bigger and more colourful, as is often the case in the animal. No, it's not actually, isn't it? It depends on the species entirely. Some species, it can be all about the female, and the male is kind of smaller, like scorpions and female spiders and things like that. But in the fish world, it tends to be the other way. The males are the ones that sort of show off all the time. I suppose the same with humans. Well, not always. So I've got the 5 Ottos. The temperature of these tanks is the same, so we don't need to worry about that. It's all the same water, everything's all good. I'm going to put them straight in now. Go on, fellas, in you go. Tons of food. It'll be like a restaurant for them. Oh no, restaurants are closed, lockdown. Sorry, out you go. But there is one last thing we need to do, and that is placing the clam, the freshwater clam that's in the Blue Dream so hard to say, the Blue Dream shrimp tank behind me, into the Asian aquarium where there's a lot more flow, more particles in the water column, just a better environment for the clam. Lots of you have been saying it needs to go in there, so let's move it across. So that's looking great in there, and yet another thing to distract me when I'm trying to work. So that's it for this one, guys. I hope you've liked this video. If you have, click the subscribe, click the like button. I will see you on the next one.